So, you're still here, wondering why no one takes you seriously, why the woman you're so into keeps treating you like a second option, right? Let me guess. You think that by being the nice guy, the one who does everything for her, you'll finally earn the respect you so desperately crave? How pathetic. But here's the truth you need to swallow. No one respects a guy who doesn't respect himself. And if you keep going down this path, the only thing you're going to get is walked over once again. In this video, I'm going to rub in your face what you need to do to stop being the doormat and start being the man who truly controls his own life. No excuses, no whining. If you're ready to hear some hard truths, stick around till the end. If not, you can stop here, because this video isn't for the weak. Let's get started. Number 1. Use the distance tactic. So, my friend, the woman has started to pull away, and here you are, clueless about what to do. Right. Let me tell you something. If she's distancing herself, it could be for 3 simple reasons. Either she's lost interest, she's testing you, playing games, or, let's be realistic, you did something that pissed her off. Now, if your radar is pointing to the fact that it's just a game on her part, it's time to show her that you can play too, and better than she can. Here's the trick. No desperation. You know that instinct to reply to her messages right away, to accept every invitation just to please her. Toss that out the window! The tactic here is to give her the cold shoulder, but do it smartly. Start refusing some invitations. Show that you have more to do than be available to her 24/7. Busy? Make it clear. When she sends a message, don't rush to respond. Take a little longer. Show that your attention isn't something she can get with a snap of her fingers. This sends a clear message. I have my life. My time is valuable, and you're not the center of my universe. She's going to realize that the guy who was always there, available and ready for anything, is now a bit more distant, a bit harder to reach. And you know what that does? It sparks curiosity, interest. Suddenly she starts wondering, what is he doing? Why isn't he chasing after me anymore? And that's when the game begins to change. Now, here's a crucial detail. You need to do this with balance. The goal isn't to freeze the relationship to the point of pushing her away for good. It's a subtle game, a dance between being present and making yourself absent just enough. You want her to miss you, not forget you. And how do you do that? During this period of distance, focus on yourself. Yes, that's right. Invest in what makes you happy, what makes you grow. Take that time you used to spend worrying about her and use it to develop yourself. Hit the gym, learn something new, chase goals you've always wanted to reach but have been neglecting. When she realizes that you're becoming a better and more confident version of yourself without needing her, that's when things start getting interesting. Because nothing attracts more than confidence and self-sufficiency. She'll want to be by your side again. She'll want to be part of this new life you're building, but this time on your terms. And remember, the cold shoulder must be given wisely. There's no point in becoming an untouchable block of ice. Show that you're still around, but that not just any crumb of attention will make you run. Keep control. Don't get carried away by emotional games. If she's really worth it, she'll realize she needs to value you. And if she doesn't, then you know the answer. She wasn't for you. This is the moment to show who's really in control of your life. It's not about manipulating, but about making it clear that you have value and that you're not willing to accept less than you deserve. The distance tactic isn't about pulling away forever, but about redefining the roles. It's about showing that you're not an accessory in her life, but someone she needs to put in the effort to be with. And when you master this art, you'll see that the power was in your hands all along. Number 2, disappear from her sight. Let's be direct. If this woman is comfortable playing cat and mouse with you, it's because you gave her all the freedom to do so. She's only this comfortable in the game because she's absolutely sure that you'll always be there, waiting for her. And you know what you need to do to change that scenario? Simple. Disappear from her sight. That's right, take a step back and vanish. Show that you're not the emotional doormat she thinks you are. When you disappear, when you stop always being available, you send a powerful message. My presence isn't guaranteed, and I have a life beyond you. And you know what happens? The void you leave will start to bother her. She'll miss the attention she was used to getting for free. Suddenly the game turns, and she's the one thinking about how to win back what she lost. But hold on, don't go thinking the plan is to vanish for good like a ghost. The goal isn't to disappear forever, but to create space for her to miss you, to make her appreciate what she was losing. When you're with her, show interest, show affection, but in moderation. Show that you have limits, that you know when to give and when to step back. It's in this balance that you find the power. You need to be the guy who's present when he wants to be, not when she wants you to be. That makes all the difference. The secret is to show that you're the prize, not the hunter. And in this process, you give her the chance to realize that maybe she's playing with fire. Because suddenly, she'll realize that you're not always there. And that's when she'll start questioning whether she really wants to lose you. Disappearing strategically from her life isn't running away. It's a smart move. It's about creating space for reflection and for her to see that she can't treat you like a convenience. She'll feel the impact of your absence, and that might be what she needs to recognize the value you bring to her life. If she doesn't miss you, then, my friend, it's a sign you were investing in the wrong place. So the next time she starts with those games, take a step back, step out of the picture, and see what happens. She'll have to chase after you if she truly values you. And if she doesn't, you'll know exactly where you stand in this story. Above all, in control of your own life. Number 3, don't chase after her. Listen carefully, because this is the moment for you to stop being a fool once and for all. If you let this woman establish a dynamic where she can disappear and still be sure you'll chase after her, congratulations, you've just handed over control of your life on a silver platter. And you know what's worse? She'll toy with your feelings without a second thought because you gave her that free pass. So let's be clear here. Don't give her that sense of security to play with you. If she starts pulling away and you chase after her, what are you saying? That you're willing to settle for crumbs. That you're okay with accepting whatever little she gives you. And that, my friend, is a sign of weakness. And you know what happens to those who show weakness? They get trampled, treated like nothing. You need to understand one thing once and for all. You don't need anyone to be happy besides yourself. As long as you continue believing that you need someone's approval, presence, or affection to feel complete, you'll continue to be the guy any woman can walk over and treat like a fool. The truth is harsh, but it's the truth. Your happiness depends on no one but yourself. So cultivate your self-confidence, build your self-worth, and stop begging for attention. Be the guy who knows what he wants and knows that happiness comes from within, not from a relationship. When you understand this, when you truly believe that you don't need to chase after anyone to be happy, the game changes completely. Not just for her, but for you too. Don't chase after her. Let her realize that if she doesn't value what she has, you're not going to stick around to accept the scraps she offers. This isn't about being cold or insensitive. It's about respecting yourself. It's about showing that you value yourself too much to accept being treated as a second option. And when you can do this, you'll see that the one who really needs to chase is her, not you. Because in the end, someone who knows their worth doesn't need anyone else's approval to be happy. If you want to learn how to use psychological tricks to get into this woman's mind and make her act the way you expect, seeking you out and thinking only of you, read the digital book in the description of this video. After this read, you'll learn how to use your cold side to deeply affect this woman and master the art of seduction. Stop being a doormat and start being the man she truly values. If you want to learn how to use psychological tricks to get into that woman's mind and make her act the way you expect, seeking you out and thinking only of you, read the ebook in the description of this video. After this read, you'll learn how to use your cold side to deeply affect this woman and master the art of seduction. Stop being a doormat and start being the man she truly values. Number 4, evaluate the situation. Let's face reality. If everything seemed to be going well between you two and suddenly she started pulling away, it's time to stop and seriously evaluate the situation. There's no point in asking yourself, why did she change, without reflecting on what really happened. You know why? Because most of the time, you did something wrong and didn't even notice. First, do a mental replay of the moments you spent together. Was there something you said or did that might have upset her? Remember that women are masters at picking up on details and subtleties that many guys overlook. An insensitive comment, a poorly timed look, or even that moment when you paid more attention to someone else could have left a mark. And believe me, if you messed up, she noticed. Now is not the time to get defensive or shift the blame to her. Be honest with yourself and face the facts head on. Do some self-reflection, acknowledge your mistakes because no one's perfect and everyone messes up. But what sets a man of value apart is the ability to recognize when he's screwed up and the willingness to fix it. If you messed up, admit it. No playing the victim or pretending nothing happened. Approach her, talk to her, and sincerely apologize. Not just to apologize for the sake of it, but to genuinely show that you understand where you went wrong and that you're committed to resolving the situation. Open communication is the key to reestablishing the emotional connection that was damaged. But pay attention. This evaluation isn't just about what you did wrong. It's also about what you want moving forward. If you realize that the problems are deeper or that she's also messing up, it's time to lay everything on the table and decide if it's worth continuing. There's no point in trying to save something that's already broken beyond repair. So be honest, be direct, and above all, be authentic. If there's something to fix, fix it. If there's something to discuss, discuss it. And if there's something that needs to be left behind, have the courage to do so. Evaluating the situation with clarity is the first step to making the right decision, whether to repair the relationship or to move on with your head held high. Number 5, open and honest communication. Now let's talk about something that most guys neglect. Communication. Yes, that's right. If you want to maintain a healthy relationship and prevent a woman from pulling away, you need to learn to communicate properly. And I'm not just talking about exchanging a few words here and there. I'm talking about opening up and discussing what really matters. Look, I'll be direct. Many problems and misunderstandings arise because you men simply don't express what you're feeling, or worse, you don't listen to what she has to say. So if you want to stop messing things up, start showing genuine interest in hearing what she has to say. And it's not just about listening. You need to be willing to share your own feelings and thoughts too. You can't expect her to guess what's going on in your head, right? Create an environment where both of you can speak openly without fear of judgment. This means being honest, even when the truth is hard to swallow. Honesty is the foundation of mutual trust. Without it, any relationship is doomed to fail. And let me tell you more. Learn to listen actively. It's not just letting her talk while you think about something else. Be present, attentive to what she needs emotionally. Show that you care. When conflicts arise, and trust me, they will focus on resolving the situation constructively. No blaming or dodging responsibility. Concentrate on finding solutions and understanding her side too. This doesn't mean being complacent or accepting anything, but rather being mature enough to face problems head on. And don't think communication is just about resolving fights. Keep a constant and genuine dialogue in your daily life. Share your experiences, your dreams, your challenges. Show that you're a partner in every sense, not just when things are good. The truth is, open and honest communication isn't just a detail. It's the foundation of any respectable relationship. If you don't master this, you can be sure that sooner or later, things will fall apart. So value yourself. Value the person by your side and learn to speak and listen genuinely. Because in the end, that's what makes all the difference. Number 6, make yourself a priority. Listen up, because this is the most important part. You have to be the priority in your own life. Period. Imagine you're driving the bus of your life. Who do you want in the driver's seat? Someone who has no idea where you want to go? Of course not! That someone has to be you. Now, if you're sitting in the back, like just another passenger, letting others decide the direction of your life, don't complain when you end up in a place you never wanted to be. And this applies doubly to your romantic relationships. Many guys have this stupid idea that they need a woman to be happy, as if life were a puzzle and the missing piece is her. Let me tell you something. That mindset is a perfect recipe for disaster. When you live thinking that you'll only be happy with a woman by your side, you become a needy, dependent man. And honestly, no one wants that. Now, pay attention. When you flip that switch and understand that your life is complete on its own, that you have dreams, goals, and ambitions that don't depend on anyone else to be fulfilled, that's when you become a man of high value. And guess what? That's the kind of man who attracts the right woman without having to bend over backwards. When you stop treating a woman as the solution to your life, she starts seeing you as a real man, not just another option on the shelf. So what do you have to do? Focus on you, on developing your life, pursuing your dreams, achieving your goals. Don't depend on anyone to feel like you're on the right path. Cultivate your interests, your hobbies, and maintain healthy relationships that help you grow as a person. Be the guy who's always evolving, who knows what he wants, and who doesn't need anyone to validate his own worth. Because in the end, the truth is this. When you make yourself a priority, everything else naturally falls into place. The people, the opportunities, and yes, even the right women will be drawn into your life, not because you're desperate for them, but because you're so centered and confident in your own worth that it becomes irresistible. And that's exactly when you realize that the real power lies in being the master of your destiny, not a supporting character in someone else's story. Number 7, set clear boundaries. It's time to talk about one of the most important things in any relationship. Setting boundaries. Yes, my friend, if you want to be respected, you need to make it very clear where your lines are. And this isn't just about what you won't accept, but also about what you demand. Without clear boundaries, you become a doormat that anyone can walk over, and then forget it, because no one's going to take you seriously. First, understand this. Boundaries aren't barriers to keep people out, but rather guidelines to ensure that you're treated with the respect you deserve. And if you don't make it clear from the beginning what's acceptable and what's not, don't bother complaining later. You know that behavior of hers that bothers you? Or that attitude you simply can't tolerate? If you don't speak up, it's going to keep happening. And the blame, guess what, is on you. But here's the crucial point. When you set boundaries, you need to be prepared to uphold them. There's no point in saying you won't accept a certain behavior and then, at the first opportunity, turning a blind eye. If you don't respect the boundaries you've set, why should she? Consistency is everything. Set your rules and stick to them. Clear boundaries also show that you know what you want and that you're not willing to compromise your principles for anyone. And guess what that does? It raises your value in her eyes. Because honestly, who respects someone who doesn't respect themselves? So make it clear from the start. This I accept, that I don't accept. And be ready to act if those boundaries are crossed. Because in the end, you set the standards for how you'll be treated. If you want her to respect you, start by respecting yourself. Set your boundaries and stand firm on them. That's how you build a solid foundation for any relationship. Number 8, stop being the nice guy. Now enough with the nonsense, let's get straight to the most important point of all. Stop being the nice guy. Yes, that's exactly what you heard. If you still think that being the nice guy, the one who says yes to everything, the one who does everything to please, is going to get you anywhere, then you need to wake up to reality. The truth is harsh, but I'll lay it out for you. No one respects the nice guy. No one. You think that being the guy who never sets limits, who's always available, who's always there to rescue and please, is going to make her value you. Forget it! That's the quickest way to get walked over. Women, like anyone else, want to be with someone who has personality, who knows what they want, who isn't afraid to say no when necessary. And the nice guy? He's just an accessory, an emotional crutch for moments of boredom. And you know what's worse? She knows it. Being nice is a trap you've created for yourself. You hide behind this mask, thinking you're going to earn respect and love. But deep down, you're just erasing yourself, giving up who you really are to please others. And the result? You become invisible, voiceless, without presence, without impact. So here's the final blow. Stop being the nice guy, the doormat, the guy who always gives in. Stop seeking validation from others because no one's going to give you the respect you deserve if you don't respect yourself first. Be the guy who isn't afraid to be authentic, who knows how to set limits, who's willing to lose someone but never lose himself. The guy who doesn't bend, who doesn't beg, who doesn't settle for scraps. You want to be remembered? Respected? Want her to chase after you? Then show that you don't need anyone's approval. Be firm, be direct, be the guy who doesn't get swept away by emotional games. When you stop being the nice guy and start being the man who knows what he wants and doesn't want, the game changes. And if she can't handle that, tough luck for her. Because, my friend, the man who doesn't bend over to please is the man who runs his own life. It's time to stop being the nice guy and start being the man you should be. The guy who isn't afraid to lose because he knows that someone who truly values himself never loses anything. End of discussion. So, my friend, the truth is this. If you keep being the nice guy, the one who always gives in, who always seeks approval, you'll keep being treated as an option. But if you have the courage to change, to stand up for yourself, to stop accepting scraps, and show that you know your worth, the game will turn completely. It's time to stop being a supporting character in your own life and take the lead role. No one's going to respect you until you start truly respecting yourself. Now it's up to you. Turn off this video, look in the mirror, and ask yourself, are you ready to be the man who runs his own life? Because from now on, there are no more excuses. The power is in your hands and you decide how to use it. It's time to stop being a spectator and start being the director of your own story. End of discussion. Go out there and make it happen.